everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a research study called Associations Between Subjective Social Status and Psychological Well-Being Among College Students. This study looks at whether the way college students see their social status affects their mental health. Instead of focusing only on income or wealth, the researchers wanted to know how students' own perceptions of their place in society relate to depression, happiness, stress, and overall well-being. Subjective social status is how people believe they compare to others in society. Two students may have similar incomes, but feel very differently about where they fit socially. The researchers believe these perceptions could affect mental health. They wanted to understand if students who saw themselves as lower on the social ladder experienced more depression and stress than students who felt they had a higher social status. To study this question, the researchers surveyed 401 college students between the ages of 18 and 25 from 5 different universities in the United States. The students completed an online questionnaire. They rated how they viewed their social status in the past, present, and future. They also answered questions that measured depression, positive emotions, negative emotions, and something called flourishing, which is a measure of overall psychological well-being. The researchers found 4 different groups of students. The first group had consistently high social status and showed the healthiest mental well-being. The second group had moderate social status and average well-being. The third group had low social status and experienced the highest levels of depression and negative emotions. The final group believed their social status would improve in the future. Even though they were hopeful, they still reported more stress and depression than students who consistently viewed themselves as having a high social status. Like every research study, this one had some limitations. First, it relied on self-reported surveys, which means students answered questions about themselves and could have been biased. Second, the study only collected information at one point in time, so it cannot prove that low social status causes poor mental health. Finally, most of the participants were white college students, so the results may not apply to every population. This research has important real-world applications. Colleges and universities can use these findings to improve mental health services for students. Counselors can better understand that students' feelings about where they fit socially may have a big impact on their emotional well-being. Schools can also encourage supportive environments that reduce unhealthy social comparisons and help students build confidence. This study connects to several concepts we've learned in social psychology. One is social comparison, where people compare themselves to others. Another is self-concept, or how people see themselves. It also relates to construal, because everyone interprets their experiences differently. Finally, it connects to psychological well-being because our thoughts and perceptions can strongly influence our emotions and mental health. In conclusion, the study shows that how students perceive their social status can have a major effect on their mental health. Students who viewed themselves as having higher social status generally experience less depression and greater well-being. This reminds us that our perceptions can influence our mental health just as much as our actual circumstances. Thank you for listening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.